Okay, so we're going to start off with me talking. Yeah, so we're going to start off talking a bit about the a day in the life of an autistic student. So this is actually an extract from one of my blog posts, and it's actually there on the table there. So after we finish, if you want to read it, the full thing's there. So imagine you walk into school like any other morning. However, unlike your peers, you're unable to filter out all the individual sounds, smells, and sights of everything around you. You can hear the individual conversations of hundreds of people at once. You can hear lockers opening and closing. And you can smell that someone hasn't cleared out their locker for the past month.
Ew.
You walk into class, and as the teacher calls the roll, your peers continue talking loudly. And as you can't normally filter out these conversations in order to hear what the teacher says, you have to focus 10 times harder than you would if the classroom was silent. The bell rings to signal the start of period 1. However, you're already worn out in the first half hour of school with all the sounds and sights. However, there is still many hours to go before you can recharge, as there is no space to do this at school. Usually in these situations, you begin to spin by rocking or flapping or using your favourite sensory toy. However, you have been teased and called some pretty rotten names for doing these things in the past. So you continue to become more and more overwhelmed. By the time it is lunch, you feel like you're going to lose control as you begin to get overloaded with everything that has happened. However, once again, there is nowhere you can go to get away from all the sensory input. The playground is full of noises, smells, and sights, and you're not allowed to sit in the school corridors. You keep telling yourself, the day is almost over. The day is almost over. However, you still feel as though you are going to shut down. You begin to remember the last time that happened. How people stared at you like you were some sort of exhibit in a museum. You remember seeing people yell at you, trying to gain your attention, and getting more and more annoyed when you didn't respond. The teachers thought you were misbehaving and ignoring them on purpose. Little did they know, you had no control over what was happening. You end up making it through lunch by making laps around the school. Yes, there were some more books from your peers. However, you did not shut down, which is an upside. You walk into the last class of the day, which unfortunately is woodwork. You really didn't think this one through, did you? You end up procrastinating as you're not in the mood to use hammers or power tools today, as you're so close to shutting down. The teacher keeps trying to re-engage you with no luck, as the only way you can get re-engaged is to sit in a quiet room for half an hour or so to recharge. Finally, the bell rings, and you rush home as quickly as possible. You speed through the front door and straight into your room, closing the door behind you, and you begin your ritual to recharge. This is a glimpse into the everyday life of an autistic student. It's actually what my life was like during secondary school.
Not mine.
If an autistic student seems well behaved in class, according to the social norms, it doesn't necessarily mean they are coping well in class, as there is much more happening inside their head than you can imagine. So yeah, as was explained there is so much going on in the head, because you've got all these things that you're trying to, I guess, filter out. All these extra things that everyone else seems to just not have trouble with. So what is sensory overload? We're talking a bit about it there, that sensory overload pretty much is just too much information happening all at once. So the signs of sensory overload is increased stimming, which could be flapping of hands, rocking, rubbing hands, fingers together, that sort of thing. There's probably way more than just that, as we are all different. There's just some of the highlights. They can be blinking more frequently, or have difficulty keeping their eyes open. Difficulty speaking, so they can't construct full sentences, stumbling, or stuttering even. And that's the thing for me a lot of the time is I can't construct sentences when I'm extremely overloaded. Just don't even bother talking to me. You're not going to get any sense out of what I'm saying. And then they may also seem disengaged in the activity because they're just trying to cope with everything happening. And move on to shutdowns, meltdowns. So the main focus of tonight. So I already mentioned kind of what they are. So yeah, they are intense responses to overwhelming situations. They can be caused by many factors, including sensory overload and an abrupt change in routine, because we love our routines. During a meltdown or a shutdown, the individual does not have control over their actions, and afterwards will most likely feel embarrassed about what has occurred. That's mostly because they know what goes through people's heads when they see this sort of thing. It's not a normal thing, or socially normal. So the difference between a meltdown and a shutdown is meltdown is kind of like, I guess, more visible one, more vocal one. So they will be, I don't know, crying, yelling, whatever, physically hitting, kicking, biting. May also, in extreme cases, they may experience self-harm, such as banging their head, hitting themselves, biting themselves. Essentially, the body has gone into a fight mode. They're just trying to get out of the situation as best they can. And the shutdown is pretty much kind of the opposite. So they probably won't say anything. They're frozen in time, so they may just stand there in the middle of the classroom. That's it. And they just won't respond to anything. And that's kind of like with a computer, like my computer did earlier, is it just goes into, it crashes and just needs time to reset. Okay, so we will actually explain a bit more about meltdowns and shutdowns, Mum will, after we do this next fun activity. We actually get to experience what a sensory overload is like. So the aim, where did I put the sheets actually? It might be in the bag. The is it? Sorry, I completely forgot to set this up.
Then see he's smarter than a fifth grader. If you remember the show.
There we are. Yes, so don't want to really embarrass you, but this is a 5th grade test, essentially.
Excuses.
Essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to take one and pass it along. I'll get a texter.
You've got so many.
It's more about the journey than the result.
I want that green one.
I want this blue one.
I specifically want this green one.
And they're brand new, they haven't been used yet. So
You
the
went
first
around.
ones.
We have rolled it because we want specific colours.
So essentially with this is you try and fill out as much of the test as possible. You've got a minute to do it. So you won't complete it.
Oh,
Do you want our names?
No, we don't care about that. It's not actually about the test, it's about the experience. So you are allowed to use any method you want to try and complete it, to try and cope with all the sensory input we put in, fill the room with. So you can walk around, you can try fidgeting. We do have fidgets in the other room.
Fidgets are
I
in
didn't
next
get
door.
that. But if you do want to get them, you can get them from next door. You can even cheer for the other person. We don't care about that. If things do become too intense, you can step outside. But other than that, good luck. We do have a few extra sensory things.
Are we going to use the bell?
We started. Oh, we ready to start?
Not yet.
I already went the first answer.
I'm just checking this is the last. Okay, so now we're going to start.
Number two.
Are you using the bell?
One.
Huh? Oh, turn it up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can we start?
Yeah.
Go for it. One minute.
So we're finished.
What is that?
So how'd you guys go?
I got one.
You're like that one gymnastic and everything. I can't let everyone.
So were there any cheaters? Did anyone try and copy off the person next to them?
I wouldn't even think
Do you guys want to know the answers?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have them here? So the
When you close
answer to the first one is D, 34.
Yeah. Oh, correct. I bet you didn't get that one.
Number 2 is C, -4.
Oh,
I didn't
we had
get
a double negative plus. So
I
Okay.
don't know what your next one.
Question 3,
I'm not good at maths.
A, 2.
Yay.
I didn't have a calculator.
I
So 4, Joe bought, yeah, you know that one. D,
Holy shit. No, because
Okay.
10% is 600 and then 5 would be. Sorry. Sorry.
so 5 is C,
Don't let me buy a car.
$48.
I took a guess at that
Number
one.
6 is E.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
Number 7 is D.
Totally knew that.
I didn't even get to it.
Yeah, me either.
So,
I spent all my
did you get any right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's good, that's good.
I got one.
I got 2.
I got one to the rest of it. I had no idea what to do.
Did you get right?
Okay, so how'd you guys cope with that?
Yeah.
I had to
It was
reread the
hard.
question a lot.
Yeah?
I think the questions are
Is there any strategies that you want to mention to
be honest,
us?
I
actually didn't hear the noise, but when you've got 6 kids, you can tune shit out.
It was
Any,
more the light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, with the lights, it is actually a common thing, mostly with older lights. They tend to, I don't know what it is, it's something to do with the connection or something, they do flash really quickly. So to the neurotypical brain, it's just light. But for us, we see the flickering all the time. So these ones for me are pretty fun, but there's a few that had a few rooms I've been to that, yeah, it's stressful.
Look at my eyes. The second
Is there anything
one.
else?
The lights are on.
I noticed that you went up to the spring.
Yeah, I
and
can see
tried to.
Even then, I still do that.
I was still like, I would get that.
There was no
Did you
way.
Did anyone notice some of the particular sounds with that?
I noticed a little bit of talking and then I noticed the bell.
Yeah.
I liked the bell, sorry.
So there's also another thing that I need to sort of throw people off. There was a kid that was just yelling out numbers randomly. No, no,
I didn't hear that. Can you play it again? No, seriously, I just tuned the whole thing out. The only thing that got me was the light.
I can do all of it.
Oh no, so don't worry.
So what you're basically doing is filtering. Bryce can't.
Yeah, so essentially with the autistic mind of most of us, we have difficulty filtering things out. So in that situation, in a normal classroom, I can hear pretty much all the conversations happening to a student desk. I can hear a conversation going on across the room there. And then I'm trying to do my work at the same time. There was actually one time that I was writing, I think, an essay or something, that I actually ended up bringing home for homework, scrunched it up, chucked it in the bin, started again. It was that bad. And that was a Year 12 assessment too, so pretty important. So anyway, that pretty much brings us to the end of my part. So now we move over to my mother, who's going to talk a bit about the parent and also the teacher sort of experience. Now after this, there will also be an opportunity to ask us some questions. So